जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद्देसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, that third canto, chapter 25, text number 11. So you can repeat with me responsively. Tam Tva Gataham Saranam Saranyam Swabhritya Samsaratharo Kutaram Jignasayaham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sadharma Vidam Varishtam Tam Tva Gadaham Saranam Saranyam Tam Tva Gadaham Saranam Saranyam Swabhritya Samsarataro Kutaram Swabhritya Samsarataro Kutaram Jignasayaham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sadharma Vidam Varishtam Tam Tva Gataham Saranam Saranyam Swabhritya Samsarataro Kutaram Jignasayaham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sadharma Vidam Varishtam Tam Tva Gataham Saranam Saranyam Swabhritya Samsarataro Kutaram Jignasayaham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sadharma Vidam Varishtam Tam Tva Gataham Saranam Saranyam Nitya Samsaratharo Kutaram Jignasayaham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sadharma Vidam Varishtam else from visitors? Vaishnavis? Anybody else? Tam, that person. Tva, unto you. Gata, have gone. Aham, I. Saranam, shelter. Saranyam, worth taking shelter of. Swabhrutya, for your dependence. Samsara, of material existence. Taro, of the tree. Kutaram, the axe. Jignasaya, with the desire to know. Aham, I. Prakrite, of matter. Woman. Purushasya, of spirit. Man. Namami, I. Offer obeisances. Sadharma, of the eternal occupation. Vidam, of the knowers. Varishtam, unto the greatest. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Devahuti continued, I have taken shelter of your lotus feet because you are the only person of whom to take shelter. You are the axe which can cut the tree of the material existence. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you, who are the greatest of all transcendentalists, and I inquire from you as to the relationship between the man and woman and between the spirit and the matter. Purport. Sankhya philosophy, as is well known, deals with the Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or anyone who imitates the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an enjoyer. And Prakriti means the nature. In this material world, material nature is being exploited by the Purushas or the living entities. The intricacies of the material world of the relationship of the Prakriti and Purusha, or the enjoyed and the enjoyer, is called samsara, or material entanglement. Devahuti wanted to cut the tree of the material entanglement, and she found the suitable weapon in Kapila Muni. The tree of the material existence explained in the 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita as an Ashwatha tree whose root is upward and whose branches are downwards. It is recommended there that one has to cut the root of this material existential tree with the axe of detachment. So what is the attachment? The attachment involves Prakriti and Purusha. The living entities are trying to lord it over material nature. Since the conditioned soul takes material nature to be the object of his enjoyment and he takes the position of the enjoyer, he is therefore called Purusha. Devahuti questioned Kapila Muni, for she knew that only he could cut her attachment to this material world. The living entities in these guises of men and women are trying to enjoy the material energy. Therefore, in one sense, everyone is Purusha, because Purusha means the enjoyer and the Prakriti means enjoyed. In this material world, both the so-called man and so-called woman are imitating the real Purusha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the actually enjoyer in this transcendental sense, whereas all other Prakriti, the living entities are considered Prakriti. In the Bhagavad Gita, matter is analyzed as apara, or inferior nature. Whereas beyond this inferior nature, there is another superior nature, the living entities. The living entities also Prakriti are enjoyed, but under the spell of Maya. The living entities are falsely trying to take the position of the enjoyers. That is the cause of samsara bandha, or conditioned life. Devahuti wanted to get out of this conditional life and place herself in a full surrender. The Lord is Saranya, which means the only worthy personality to whom one can fully surrender. Because he is full of opulences, if anyone actually wants relief, the best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is also described here as Saddharma Vidam Varishtam. It indicates that all the transcendental occupations, the best occupation is eternal loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharma is sometimes translated as the religion, but that is not exactly the meaning. Dharma actually means that which one cannot give up, that which is inseparable from oneself. The warmth of the fire is inseparable from the fire. Therefore, warmth is called dharma, or the nature of the fire. Similarly, Saddharma means eternal occupation. That eternal occupation is engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The purpose of Kapila Deva's Sankhya philosophy is to propagate pure, uncontaminated devotional service. And therefore, he is addressed here as the most important personality among those who know the transcendental occupation of the living entity. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapata Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhanvitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Kaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patithanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much all of you who are present in this Srimad Bhagavatam session this morning. So Srimad Bhagavatam, many of us attended Bhagavatam session. Srimad Bhagavatam is something told on Bhagavan. Bhagavatam. It is spoken about the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And the Bhagavad Gita is something that converse of Bhagavad Gita. The Krishna himself speaks to Arjuna. So this is a difference between Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Actually, many of the visitors don't know even the basic difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. They think both are the same. And when we ask, why don't take Bhagavad Gita? We have, we have Bhagavatam. We say, which Bhagavatam you have here? This not the one which we took. No, that is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. We used to explain actually. So Bhagavatam has its a conversation between Sukadeva Maharaj and Maharaj Parikshit. Sukadeva Maharaj is the son of Vedavyas, and Maharaj Parikshit is the grandson of Arjun. So they are conversing, about the conversation. They are describing the conversation that took place between Maitreya Rishi and Vidur. Okay, so the conversation now come to the point of Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni is one of the Manasa Putra of Lord Brahma, and he was instructed to go and do tapasya, create the progeny. And so for the first thing he did is he went to the forest to do the meditation and purify himself to get a good progeny. So then he got married with Devahuti. Devahuti is the daughter of Manu Maharaj, and they got married. And Manu Maharaj came and gave his only daughter. They had three. He had three daughters. Out of the one daughter is Devahuti. He gave Devahuti's hand to Kardama Muni, who is a very pure devotee and is doing tapasya, a small kutir, and she is the princess. And Devahuti started serving Kardama Muni, and Kardama Muni was doing devotional service, doing tapasya, and it's a routine work. And after some time, when he realized that I'm not taking care of my wife, and then he remembered the instruction of Lord Brahma to create progeny. Then he created an aerial mansion, very beautifully, just to please her. And she was dipped into a lake which is known as Bindu Sarovar. So Bindu Sarovar is a lake created by the tears of Lord Vishnu, because when he has seen his devotees doing a severe austerity, so Vishnu himself shed tears, so that formed a lake called Bindu Sarovar. And she was dipped into that Bindu Sarovar, and she regained her old, the real form, very beautiful and everything, how she was before the marriage. She regained that form. And so they enjoyed that aerial mansion, and they produced nine female children, and they were all given to the nine saintly sages. And the other one, the last is Lord Kapila is born. Vishnu himself born as Lord Kapila. And Kapila is the only one, he's one of the 12 Mahajans. And also Krishna himself, he appeared. And after his appearance, what happened was that Kardama Muni leaves the house. Because this is the tradition, the Vedic culture, when the children are grown up to take care of the mother, then the husband leaves the house and go to the forest. Vanam Gachanti. Vanam Gachanti means go to the forest, do more tapasya, get more enlightenment, go back to Godhead. So there's this Vedic system. According to that, so Kardama Muni left, even though the Krishna himself appeared in his own house, but still set an example, he leaves the house and goes so that he can remember Krishna constantly in the course of devotional service. So here, after he left, now the Devahuti, addressing to Lord Kapila like this, that Devahuti continued, I have taken shelter of your lotus feet because you are the only person whom to take shelter. You are the axe which can cut the trees of the material existence. I therefore offer my obeisance unto you, who are the greatest of all transcendentalists, and I inquire from you as to the relationship between the man and woman, between the spirit and the matter. So this is today's verse. So we look into this. So here says that Sankhya philosophy is well known, deals with the Prakriti and Purusha. Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya means the numbers. Sankhya means the numbers. So it's like a 24 elements. It deals with a devotional service. Devotional service with a devotion. It's known as Sankhya philosophy. It's a very analytical study of the material nature that is known as Sankhya. So the Sankhya philosophy is actually propounded by Lord Kapila. Prabhupada explained there is another one, Kapila is there, is a imposter of Kapila. He also did this sort of Sankhya philosophy. That is not the actual Sankhya philosophy. This is the actual Sankhya philosophy which comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is explained by Lord Kapila to Mother Devahuti. So here, well-known deals with the Prakriti and Purusha. The Prakriti is actually it's a female. Prakriti is a female, and the Purusha is, masculine. So it is a dealing Prakriti and Purusha. The Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or anyone who imitates the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an enjoyer. It's those who are trying to enjoy is known as Purusha. Those who are enjoyed is known as Prakriti. But the actual Purusha is Adi Purusha, and the Supreme Personality of God. Krishna himself is the Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham, every day we sing that. Adi Purusham is the original Purusha, is the Krishna himself. But whoever tries to enjoy, they are also known as Purusha. So the living entities in this material world, trying to enjoy this material world. So they are also known as sometimes Purusha. And so in this material world, the material nature is being exploited by the Purushas or living entities. So the living entities trying to enjoy here, and they associate with the three modes of material nature, and they perform their activities and they enjoy the material nature. So they are known as Purushas. All the living entities, the intricacies in the material world of the relationship of the Prakriti and Purusha are the enjoyed, and the enjoyer is called the Samsara. Samsara, that is called Samsara. So everybody is trying to enjoy this material world. We think we are the boss, and we wanted to enjoy this world. So that is known as Samsara. What the intricacies between the relationship between the Prakriti and the Purusha is known as Samsara. That's called material existence, we say that. It's called Samsara, or the material entanglement. Devahuti wanted to cut the tree of the material entanglement. So Devahuti, she also thinks herself that I am one of the conditioned soul. I am one of the conditioned soul. I am also trying to enjoy this material world. And she wanted to cut the knot of material entanglement. So that's what she is trying to do. Now she asked a perfect question she has asked. To whom we should ask this question? We should go to the right authority, right person we have to go and ask. I have taken a shelter of your lotus feet, and you are the only person whom to take shelter. He's telling to Lord Kapila, who is the Krishna himself, you are the only one to take take shelter. You are worthy. Your lotus feet is the only best thing that we can take shelter. So this surrendering is a very, very important thing. We have to go to a right person to surrender. Otherwise, it is very difficult to cut the knot of this material attachment. And what Arjuna did, Arjuna surrendered to Lord Krishna. Then only he realized where I did a mistake. He was thinking, Arjuna was thinking that, if I kill these people, then, I will get the sin. When he surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna explained to him, then he understood, if he doesn't kill these people, then he'll get this sin. Right? He was explaining, because as a Kshatriya, your job is to fight. If you don't fight, you will get the sin. Whereas Arjuna was thinking, if I kill these people, I get the sin. But Krishna explained that if he doesn't fight, he'll get the sin. That's what he was explaining. Because it has happened, Krishna surrendered to Krishna. Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. So here, Devahuti is surrendering to Krishna now. So you are the axe which can cut the tree of material existence. So it is said that this material world is like a banyan tree. Everybody knows banyan tree, right? And America is there. So. I didn't see any banyan tree in America. It's called, Hawaii is there. So the banyan tree is such a tree, it's very strong. Its roots are very deep rooted, and it grows. Its branches, spread all over, keep on growing. And when it grows, again there is some roots come from that, and it go to the ground, again it become another root. So it keep on, it spreads like that. There's so many roots you will see. We had in India, we had one banyan tree which lived for hundreds of years. That is in Adayar. There is a Theosophical Society is there. So it was there. Very big banyan tree. This Adayar banyan tree is very famous actually. People used to go there just to see that banyan tree. So such a big area it covers. So it's a very deep rooted, and there's no end to it. But I think after that, it becomes very old, and some storm came and it fell down or something. It's gone now. It's not there anymore. Before it was there. So it is this material existence is compared to this banyan tree. It's very deep rooted. It's very difficult to get rid of that. So you try to cut that attachment somewhere or other by your own intelligence, but it's not going to happen. It will not happen. It will happen only when you surrender to Krishna. Krishna says, this material existence is my energy. Mama maya duratyeya. Mam evaye prapadyante maya metam haranditye. Devi esha gunamayi. This material existence or the material world is one of my maya. Mama maya duratyeya. Mam evaye prapadyante. Only those who surrender unto me, they can surrender. So he says, only me. Only if you surrender to Krishna. That is why Krishna is known as Mukunda. There is one name for Krishna is known as Mukunda. So here, Prakriti Purusha Samsara, Devahuti wanted to cut the tree of material entanglement. She found suitable weapon in Kapila Muni. Suitable weapon in Kapila Muni. What is that? The Sankhya philosophy. The Sankhya philosophy, because until unless people don't get the knowledge, how to get out of where I am. What is the problem with this material world? Everybody is enjoying. We think we are so enjoying, but actually we are not enjoying, actually we are suffering. Prabhupada says that what we think that we are enjoying is actually suffering. Just like a hog, it is said that Indra once he was cursed by Durvasa Muni. So what he did, he became a pig. Durvasa Muni cursed him, he became a pig, hog. So he came here and he was living like a hog, and he produced children, he got a wife and a big family, and he was just enjoying in this hog's body. Indra was enjoying very nicely. So then after some time, the demigods, they came and asked him, Hare, please come. Your seat is empty, nobody is there to take care, please come. He said, no, I am happy here, I don't want to come there, he said. Even if he is in the hog's body, he's very is enjoying. He thinks, what is the problem with that? He says, I'm happy here. So, like that, we conditioned souls, we think that we are so much enjoying, And we don't want to get out of these places. Just like if you go to the prison house, sometimes there are some prison, they have very good facilities for, criminals, especially the life sentenced. I used to visit one in Kerala. There is a prison house in a place called Kannur. So I went there for 6 months just for doing preaching. So they told me to go to the prison to give Bhagavad Gita class. So I used to visit there. But there's lifelong, those who are murdered and they are very happy. They looks very happy and neat and clean. They don't look like the prisoners what we imagine. They are very clean, neat and tidy with all these symbols on their forehead, the cleaning, and it's like a small town it is inside. I was surprised. That's the first time I went inside the prison just to see how it is. And there, all the facilities are there. So the Christians will come to give Bible study, and the Muslims also go there to do Quran study, and they send me also for Bhagavad Gita study. so the prison house, so they look to be very happy. I don't think there is any problem with that, and they get work, and they will get paid for that also. So when they are released, there's a life sentence. There's no question of release. Till their death they have to be there. So only thing government is providing the facility. They can watch TV. The very big cinema hall is there. They can go and watch TV once in a while. So they're very happy. So they are as well, once they are attached to, they become attached to that such type of living also. So we don't know actually where we are wrong. We think that we are happy. What is the problem with this? But the scriptures explains that we are in a wrong place, in a wrong age. This material existence is a place of miseries. Dukkhalem shashvatam. Krishna says that. Dukkhalem. This place is a misery. You try to be happy, but it's not going to happen at any time. It will not happen. So living entity is trying to exploit this material nature. The word is used, Prabhupada is used, exploit. So we are exploiting this material nature, and we are living very happily. So Krishna is there in everybody's heart. What is that? Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarva bhutanam yantra rudani maya. So Krishna says that I am seated in everybody's heart and guiding them. Yantra rudani maya. They are the living entities, encaged in this yantra. Yantra means the machine, and the word is used 5,000 years ago by Krishna's mouth itself. Yantra. Yantra is used, the word is used in those days. So this soul, seated in a machine, and Brahmayan. Brahmayan means he wandering one planet to another planet, one body to another, like that, one ages to another age, one living entity to another living entity, Brahmayan. So he's just wandering, and Krishna sits in everybody's heart and guiding them. But the time will come, I wanted to get, once the conditioned soul realizes that I am in a wrong place, but I wanted to cut off this attachment to this material nature, then what he has to do? He has to surrender. Surrender to whom? Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is available in the name of scriptures, representative of Krishna, and the holy name. It is there like that. So this Ashwath tree is explaining the root is upward, and those whose branches are downwards is recommended there that one has to cut the root of this material existential tree with the axe of detachment. What is the attachment? The attachment involves Prakriti and Purusha. The living entities are trying to lord it over the material nature, since the conditioned soul takes material nature to be the object of his enjoyment, and he takes the position of enjoyer. He is therefore called Purusha, because the living entity is trying to enjoy this material nature. He is known as Purusha. But actually he is not a Purusha. He is also Prakriti only. The Devahuti questioned Kapila Muni, for she knew that only he could cut her attachment to this material world. the living entities in the guise of men and women are trying to enjoy this material energy. So we have the human beings divided into two, man and woman. So the spirit soul, in the guise of man and woman, they're trying to exploit this material nature. So therefore, in one sense, everyone is Purusha, means enjoyer, and the Prakriti means enjoyed. In this material world, both so-called man and so-called woman are imitating the real Purusha, the Supreme Personality, is actually the enjoyer in the transcendental sense, whereas all others are Prakriti. Everybody is Prakriti only. So the living entities are considered Prakriti. In Bhagavad Gita, the matter is analyzed as apara, the inferior nature, whereas beyond this inferior nature, there is another superior nature, the living entities. So apara, para. So living entities, Prakriti is known as, the living entities are known as apara, whereas beyond this inferior nature, there is another superior nature, living entities. The living entities are also Prakriti, or enjoyed. Actually, he thinks that he is a Purusha. Actually, he is not a Purusha. He is also enjoyed, because it's enjoyed on the spell of Krishna's energy. So, Devahuti wanted to get out this conditional life and place herself in a full surrender. So he has to, she wants to get out of this material energy. So how this can happen? So it is said, I will slightly read out this banyan tree conditions. So the description of the banyan tree is further explained here. Its branches are spread in all directions. In lower parts, there are variegated manifestations, living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows and dogs, etc., cats, etc. The down portion of the banyan tree, they are the living entities. And the roots are, just the banyan tree is nourished by the water. And here, this material, banyan tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature, three gunas. So these roots are nourished by that. So that by the activities, the living entities associating with the three modes, so they take different forms. You have to listen carefully, otherwise you will not understand. Because the living entity, it takes association with the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, assumes it takes different bodies. Sometimes human beings, sometimes cats, sometimes dogs, sometimes demigods, like this, like that. So this banyan tree of this material existence, the lower part, it is the living entity is like a human being, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, and etc. So they are situated on the lower parts. These are situated in the lower parts of the branches, whereas on the upper parts are higher forms of living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As the tree nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes we find that the tract of the land is barren for want of sufficient water. Sometimes the tract is very green. Similarly, when a particular modes of material nature is proportionately greater in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. So whichever the mode is prominent, either mode of goodness, mode of practice, accordingly the living entities will manifest it according to that particular nature. So that is why we see the variegatedness. Some are human beings, some are dogs, some are this, some are insects, some are, plants and this sort of, according to the modes, the degree of the modes. So different, living entities appears. Now, the twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects. By the development of the different modes of material nature, we develop different senses, and by the senses we enjoy different varieties of objects. So, what happened? Karanam guna sanghasya. When a living entity associates with a particular mode, either sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, So at the time of death, what happens is that he develops, because his activities are not completed at the time of death. He wants to enjoy more. At the time of death, whatever he thinks, So the next life, the nature gives him a different type of senses to enjoy where he left, to continue where he has left, and he can continue in the next life the same activities according to his own desire. So that is how the different type of living entities are come into existence. The soul takes different bodies according to where the things are, where he has left. But at the time of death, when if he is able to remember Krishna, then that is stopped. That cycle is stopped. Then he can go back to Krishna and enjoy with Krishna as a devotee. So that is the thing. So, so this banyan tree is explained like this. The twigs and so the tips of the branches are the senses, ears, nose, eyes, etc., which are attached to the enjoyment of the different sense objects. The twigs are sound, form, touch, and so on. The sense objects, the subsidiary roots are attachment and the aversions, which are byproducts of the different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. Tendencies toward piety and impiety are considered to develop these secondary roots, which spread all direction. Piety and impiety, punya karma, bad karma we perform. So that is the secondary roots of the banyan trees. Are you able to follow? Prabhu? Are we follow this? This is a banyan tree. Actually, the banyan is compared to the banyan tree. And the secondary roots, which to go, on the banyan tree, from the branches there is another root comes down to support. And it will go to the earth, it will have strong support, it will another root. So the secondary roots are like, a sense enjoyment, That's what it's explained. So like that we condition soul so much attached to this material world. So how can we get rid of this? So Krishna says, Prabhupada explains, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. So we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met one Sarvam Bhattacharya, and Sarvam Bhattacharya, he wanted to teach Lord Chaitanya the Vedanta Sutra. Actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishna himself, and he wanted to teach. Sarvam Bhattacharya is a scholar, he's a pandit, he's a court pandit in Raja Prataparutra in Odisha. So he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are a sannyasi, you are supposed to read Vedanta Sutra. Why don't you do that? I can teach you. He said, okay, you can teach me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 7 days they were, he was teaching to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, what happened was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at the course of the 7 days, he understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna himself. Then later on, he composed 100 verses in praise of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and most of the verses are not there. But what we have is Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. So this was actually composed by Sarvam Bhattacharya. So that thing is that Vairagya Vidya, the knowledge of Vairagya is Nija Bhakti Yoga. That is, it is explained that even if you stay in this material world, how you live detached from the material world, okay? Without any attachment. Prabhupada says that here there is a Bengali proverb is explaining that the Dhari macha nakhoi pani. That is, I will catch the fish also, but without touching the water. Prabhupada is giving this example. I'll catch the fish, but not by touching the water. So similarly, we can do the devotional service without getting into this material world. At the same time, we can get rid of this material world by staying here only, by living here only. That is known as Vairagya Vidya. You can use everything, by using for yourself, but you can use it for Krishna, not by using yourself. So that is called Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. That is the Bhakti Yoga. Nija Bhakti Yoga. That is the actual Bhakti Yoga. It says. That's what Sarvam Bhattacharya says. That is what we are doing here. We are doing devotional service. We use everything in Krishna's service. We live here, but not so attached. We are here. It is not our place. It is not our place. We come here temporarily. We came day before yesterday. Tomorrow we are going to go from here, and we think that this is our place, this is my house, this is my land, this is our property. But actually tomorrow you will go and your son takes care of, then he will say, this is my property, he will say. Then he will go, somebody else will come, then his son will come and he will say that this is my property, he will say like that. So this is not our property. This is only temporary. This is a field of activities. The material world is a field. You perform your activity, and and one day you go from here. So we utilize everything. That's what Krishna says. Instead of renouncing everything, going to the forest, you utilize everything in Krishna's service. That's what we are doing here. That's how we can get detachment from this material world. We drive vehicle, we go in the plane, everything. Somebody asks Srila Prabhupada, you are the sannyasi, you are supposed to how are you're using the aeroplane, jets and other things, how we are going to, they say that, because I'm going for preaching. So when I use this, the purpose of inventing this plane is served actually, because I'm going for the preaching of Krishna conscious. So this is the best way to utilize that particular, aeroplane. So it goes in the flight. We also use the vehicle, we also use the latest, the screen, green, everything, laptop, everything we have, but we use it in Krishna's service. That is the way we can get detached, not for ourselves. Not for ourselves. So this is the way a living entity can cut the knot of material existence. Is that okay? Mataji? You got it? We can live here, no problem. Material world is given to us, because this is like a junction. This is like a junction, just in the railway stations. In India, if you go, there are so many junctions you will see. This is junction, Allahabad junction, this junction, that junction. Okay? The junction, you take another route. Wherever you want to get on from there, you catch another train and go to your destination. So this is like a junction. The living entities comes here, and according to his activity, where he has to go, that you can choose your own destination. You want to go up or you want to go down. That you can choose yourself. That's why Krishna is sending his representative, all the scriptures he himself is giving, his Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is given, and Bhagavad Gita he is given. He has given all the instruction to the living entities, but it is a living entity, like Indra. The example of Indra, I'm telling you, happy here together, very happy, no problem. But the time when you get kicks from this material world, then you will come here again, immediately to Krishna. Krishna says in Gita, there are 4 types of people will come. Those who are suffering, those who are want of money, those who are jignasu. Jignasu is inquiring into the absolute truth. The 4th one, jnani. Jnani knows that, because whatever karma, whatever activities you do here, I have to take the reactions. So I will not do that. So he's a jnani. So he knows. He also goes to Krishna. And the one who is suffering, he also comes to Krishna. And the one who is want of wealth, he also comes to Krishna. Sometimes we come to Krishna. When we come to Krishna, then slowly our situation, somebody is suffering, want of money, no job, nothing, and this, that, so many problems. If he's a pious soul, then he will come to Krishna. He surrender to Krishna. And some devotees, by the mercy of devotees, he will get some sort of relief from the situation. After that, what happened? Then slowly he'll get, his financial condition will little bit, come up. After that, what happened? He stops there. Oh, it's okay now. It doesn't go further. So Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he has to go to the third stage, that is inquisitive. He has to inquire. Now my situation is now okay. Now what I have to do now? So for that we have to come to the classes, listen from the speakers, devotees, what they speak, listen to them, inquire from them. Now probably my situation is a little bit okay, now what I have to do now? Then the devotees will tell you, please chant, come for the program, eat only Krishna Prasadam, accept a guru, read Shastras. He will say like that. So that is the third stage. Then you become jnana. Then you will know. Antakalecha mameva smaramukta kalevaram eprayasa madbhavam yatinati atra samsaya. Then you will come to know, at the time of death I have to remember Krishna, then I have to go back to him. Ante Narayana Smriti. At the time of death you have to remember Narayana. Once you go to him, he will not send you back here. Stay with Krishna always. That's what we are trying for now. Is that okay, bro? Any comments? No comments. Anyway, this here, Mataji.
Thank you, Prakash Prabhu. Maybe you can just go over one more time the banyan tree, the primary roots and then the secondary roots.
Oh. I can read it out. 15. Because the lower parts of the branches, whereas in the lower parts there are variegateness of manifestation of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. So these are situated in the lower parts of the branches, whereas on the upper parts are the higher forms of living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As the tree is nourished by the water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes we find that a tract of the land is barren for want of sufficient water, and sometimes a tract is very green. Similarly, where particular modes of material natures are proportionately greater than in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. So the twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects. By the development of the different modes of nature, we develop different senses, and by the senses we enjoy different varieties of sense objects. The tips of the branches are the senses, the ears, nose, eyes, etc., which are attached to the enjoyment of the different sense objects. The twigs are sound, form, touch, and so on. The sense objects. The subsidiary roots are attachment and aversions, which are byproducts of different varieties of the sufferings and sense enjoyments. Got it? No.
Yeah, so the secondary roots you were saying were the sense enjoyment.
Yes, the subsidiary roots are attachments and aversions, which are the byproducts of the different varieties of the suffering and sense enjoyment.
Thank you.
So according to the living entity, perform the activities. Sometimes it develops attachments, sometimes it develops detachments. So these are the secondary roots. So that's how Prabhupada writes in the pulpit. Yes. This is the 15th chapter. 15th chapter. Verse number 2.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In context of this tree, how do we see 1866 Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Praja Aham Tva Sarvapapri.
So this is the whole class is I explained that the same thing, because the living entity is attached to this banyan tree and she is not able to get rid of this. So Devahuti thinks as long as somebody is attached to this, how to get out of this? The only one way is that surrendering to Krishna's lotus feet. That's what and that is the only worthy place where you can surrender. People will get surrendered in different places. Somebody takes shelter of different gurus, different sadhus, different senior persons, father and mother, here and there, some building, this surrendering. But the worthy of taking shelter is Krishna's lotus feet. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasyami ma suchaha. I will take care of you. You just surrender only me. Mam eva ye prabhadyati. Only me, he says. He didn't say you can surrender anywhere, any demigods. He didn't say like that. Eva means only me. You surrender. I'll take care of all your sins. Because the living entity is suffering because of the sinful activities. That sinful reactions, I will take it off. So that's the thing. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mm-hmm.